Hello everyone, welcome back to MrSam English Tales. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, we've got another exciting story to learn from and enjoy. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new story every week. This is the story of Laurie, a young ice skater with a dream that shines brighter than the ice beneath her feet. From the moment she first stepped onto the rink, she knew this was where she belonged. Her dream, to skate in the World Cup, and one day, at the Olympic Games, wearing the colors of her country with pride. But chasing a dream that big is not easy. Every morning, before the sun even rose, Laurie was already at the rink, spinning, jumping, falling, and getting back up again. To her, winning was everything. But one day, a question began to echo in her heart. How far will I go to win? A famous football coach once said, "Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing." But is that really true in sports and in life? Is winning the only thing that matters? Or are there other things, like teamwork, honesty, and courage, that make us champions in a different way? As we follow Laurie's story, think about those questions. Because sometimes, the greatest victories are not found on the scoreboard, but deep inside the heart of someone who refuses to give up. So get ready for the comeback. A story about falling down, standing tall, and discovering what it truly means to win. Laurie sat quietly in the empty dressing room at the ice skating rink. She had not skated in competition since the accident 6 months ago. As she waited for her turn to skate, Laurie was very nervous. She knew that today was a very important day in her comeback. If I can win today, she thought, I can skate in the World Cup, thought. Next year, if I do well there, maybe I can make it to the Olympics. That would be fantastic. Before Laurie had her accident, no one could beat her in competition. From the day when she was 10 and started to compete, she had beaten all her opponents. "Hello, Laurie," Kathy said, suddenly bursting through the door. "Welcome back to competition. We've missed you these last 6 months." "I've missed being here," Laurie said. "How's the knee?" Kathy asked, looking serious. "Is it going to slow you down? I mean, you were skating so well before you got hurt. We really thought you'd be in the seniors by now and then in the Olympics. I guess we'll find out tonight just where I stand," Laurie said. "We have some new competition this year," Kathy said, tying her laces. "There's a girl from Connecticut named Ginny Jordan who's really strong in everything. I saw her skating this morning," Laurie said. "She was unbelievable." "Wait until you see her program tonight," Kathy said. "She does 4 double axels and a triple toe loop, one at the end. Can you believe it?" Laurie thought about this and knew that she would have to do a triple toe loop too. She had hoped to leave it out of her program because it put an added strain on her knee. But now there was no choice. "I'll just have to try the triple and hope for the best. If I don't try it, I won't stand a chance." "Is Ginny ahead in the scoring?" Laurie asked. "She's the one you have to beat this year," Kathy replied, as she hurried out, slamming the door behind her. For a moment, Laurie sat quietly, getting used to the feeling of being back. Until the accident, everyone had said that she was the one to beat. Now the one she had to beat was Ginny Jordan, someone she'd never heard of before. "Does anyone believe that I can still win?" she wondered. "Has everyone given up on me since the accident? The accident. Who could have predicted it?" She thought back to that awful rainy night when she and Mom were driving home after a practice session. The car in front of them swerved on the slippery road and they smashed into it. Later, examinations at the hospital showed that she had damaged her right knee badly. She would need 3 months to heal and 3 more months of treatment and practice if she hoped to regain her skill. Laurie suddenly jumped up as her right knee sent pain up and down her leg. The doctor said it would do that for a while. She waited for the pain to pass. Then she moved slowly across the room and back to warm up. She did a few knee bends, holding on to the top of the chair for support. Suddenly, she stood straight up and said to herself, "Who are you kidding? What makes you think you have a chance tonight?" Then she said firmly, "I just have to win." The door swung open and Laurie saw a young woman who was about her own age but shorter and more powerfully built. At the moment, her arms were filled with a skate equipment bag, a warm-up jacket, and a pair of skates. The young woman dumped some of her belongings onto a chair. The bag fell to the floor with a thud. "Hi, I'm Ginny Jordan," she said. "Before we continue to the next, I would like you to think that Ginny, from the day she was 10, no one could beat Laurie in ice skating. But then she had an accident and hurt her knee badly. Since then, a new skater, Ginny Jordan, has appeared. Ginny is a terrific skater, the one Laurie has to beat to win. Now Laurie must skate a very difficult program. Will her knee be strong enough for it? Will Laurie win the contest? What do you think? Listen to the end and see if you are right." Laurie felt uncomfortable as she looked at Ginny. "So this is my competition," thought Laurie. "Because of her, I may lose tonight." "I'm Laurie Collins," Laurie told Ginny. "This costume was my mom's idea," Ginny said, looking down at her red, white, and blue skating dress. "I look like a flag. I hope that no one expects me to skate to the music of the Star-Spangled Banner." Laurie couldn't keep from smiling. She pointed to Ginny's skating bag. "Some stuff fell out of your bag, Ginny," Laurie said. "I guess you didn't have it zipped up all the way." Ginny looked at the clothing and equipment that lay scattered on the floor. As she began to gather her belongings, the door opened. Ginny called Kathy. "You better give the tape of your music to the sound engineer right away." "I thought I gave him my music tape half an hour ago," said. "Tell him it's the green box with my initials written in white in the right-hand corner. Maybe you better remind him. He claims you never gave it to him, and he's getting angry." "Then I do not know what I did with it," said Ginny, hurrying out. After Kathy, Laurie laced her skates. As she did, she thought to herself, "That's funny. Ginny has a chance to win tonight, and she doesn't even know what she did with her music." Laurie knew that music was nearly as important to the program as the skating itself. The music you skated to created mood, rhythm, and style. Laurie had worked with her coach for months to select and then tape her music program. If she lost her music tape, she might as well forget about skating. It was that simple. Laurie stood up and walked to the chair to do a few more knee bends. Suddenly, she saw something small and dark green behind the leg of the dressing table. She bent over to pull it out and saw the white initials, JJ, in the top right-hand corner. "It's Ginny's music tape," she exclaimed. It must have rolled out of her bag when she dropped it. Laurie stood motionless for what must have been only seconds, yet it seemed like years while she thought about what to do. "All I'd have to do is forget that I found this," she thought. "If Ginny doesn't have her music, she might as well not skate. Ginny would look pretty ridiculous, skating without music." And then Laurie said to herself, I would win because Ginny's the only real competition I have. Laurie shivered slightly as she thought about this. Then she wondered, do I really want to win that much? Does winning mean so much to me that I would be willing to cheat for it? The door flew open. Hey, you go on after Ginny, Kathy said. Ginny's in real trouble. She still can't find her music. Laurie hesitated for a second. Then she pulled herself together and said, tell Ginny that I found her tape. Would you mind giving it to the sound engineer? Minutes later, Laurie made her way to the rink. As she moved to the edge of the ice, she watched Ginny, who was skating gracefully to the sound of the taped music. Laurie looked nervously at Ginny and waited. When the announcer finally called her name, Laurie skated quickly to the center of the rink. She waited until the music filled the stadium. Then, keeping in time with her music, she started with a double toe spin. She immediately followed this by doing a strong spiral on her right leg that carried her round and round across the ice. Good, she thought to herself. My knees holding up. She felt herself gliding as she spun smoothly out of one figure and into another. The audience applauded from time to time, enthusiastically supporting her in her comeback. Just before the music ended, she went into a difficult triple toe loop. As she completed it, she heard the audience gasp. When her turn was over, applause filled the stadium, and she stood there for a moment in the center of the ice in the spotlight. As she skated off the ice, she waved to the crowd and quickly made her way to the exit, where her coach ran up to her and hugged her. You did it, Laurie, she said. You skated perfectly and beautifully. You didn't make a single mistake. I think that you won. Laurie said nothing, but she smiled as she took a seat and waited to see what marks the judges would give her. When the marks appeared, Laurie knew that she had beaten Ginny Jordan and everyone else. Laurie, you won, Kathy screamed as she rushed up to her. I guess I did, was all Laurie could say. As she walked back to the dressing room, Laurie thought about Ginny's music tape. She remembered wondering whether or not to return it. But no one will ever know how close I really came to losing, Laurie said softly to herself. Moral of the story, the comeback. The true meaning of victory is not just about winning a medal or beating others. It's about winning with honesty, courage, and heart. Laurie proved that being fair and doing the right thing makes her a real champion, not just on the ice, but in life. Real champions rise not by cheating, but by choosing what's right, even when no one is watching. True victory comes from honesty and courage, not just success or trophies. Meet the author of this story. Elizabeth Van Steenwyk was born in Illinois in 1928. She is the author of more than 50 books for young adults. She has also written more than 200 short stories. One of her books, The Best Horse, became an award-winning film. Van Steenwyk now lives in California. She loves to write, and she also teaches writing. She tells her students, if you want to be a writer, you must write, write, write. Work as hard as you can and never give up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more storytelling like this.